stuff here. Ooh, that's a pretty thumbnail you got there. Nice. Well, good morning, everybody. Getting ready in just a couple minutes for the start of the official weigh-ins. UFC on ESPN 21. Myself, John Morgan. I'll be here to chat when I can. Shooting photos as well, updating the website, sending tweets, all that good stuff. Your man Cold Coffee, Ken Hathaway, up there shooting that beautiful video that you see there. High quality, high res. If the stream buffers, I apologize. I got nothing to do with that. We're on the UFC's Wi-Fi. If the stream buffers, it's the UFC's fault. What's up, Chris Gaspar? How's it going? Feyenoord till I die. Yeah, did you see the thumbnail? Cold Coffee put together an awfully pretty thumbnail for this thing. Had to give him some love. As usual nowadays, the face-offs will follow immediately after. We have put in a request to get a few minutes with UFC President Dana White. Obviously, a lot of news to talk about. The return of fans in April is a big one. And, of course, the late news last night that he has finally accepted the retirement of Khabib Nurmagomedov and will no longer be trying to talk him into fighting. So we'll see. Calvin, the Wi-Fi here is usually pretty good, but it gets spotty sometimes. And my hunch is that they give ESPN a little pipeline to get their stuff up on the broadcast. But there's nobody here from ESPN today, so maybe that won't be an issue. You know who's got the first question, Chris. Come on now. You know. Feyenoord 50 on Holland and Yanez. I like that. That's good. Tell you what, I'm torn on that main event, man. Brunson and Holland, obviously two fantastic fighters. Holland, fast rise, MMA Junkie Fighter of the Year in 2020. But, Brunson's tough. He's got power. He's got the wrestling. He doesn't seem to be taking things... He doesn't seem to be taking things personal. I think sometimes Brunson makes mistakes when we've seen him in making some crazy decisions sometimes, but I feel like he's in a good spot. So we'll see, man. I'm torn on that main event for sure. And by the way, Yanez and Gustavo Lopez, if you didn't get a chance to see some of their pre-fight talk, that's a little unexpected rivalry, which is exciting. Yeah, Calvin says Riddell versus Guerrero. Dude, this card has a lot of good fights on it, man. Good matchups. I think this is going to be a really entertaining fight card. But you're right, Riddell and Gregor Gillespie, man. Just talking about like old school striker versus wrestler, Looks like we're about to get started by scrambling in place. Satukic 15, I guess that's how you say it. Why does Conor get instant rematches? Come on, man. You know the answer to that. Money. Guy's the biggest star in the history of the sport. It generates revenue. Bottom line, yes, this is a sport, but it's a business too, right? They're trying to generate pay-per-view buys. And, man, when you're that big of a star, you get to call some shots. It's just the reality of the situation. Give us take the GOAT, Francisco Trinaldo, Masarandua. I like it. What was that? So yeah, it's a nightmare. Burner Boy, it's a nightmare for a better. I agree, man. That main event. I don't wager on fights, just because I feel like it makes me skew my view on it. But if I was to gamble on fights, I would be steering clear of the main event, if I'm being 100% honest. Boy, Tazi, Roman Dolidze, man, we were just doing the podcast last night. Roman Dolidze moving down to middleweight. Oh, dude, I thought he was a pretty big light heavyweight, to be honest with you. I thought he was a prospect there, so I'm anxious to see it. It's a disrespect to the sport. It's a reality of the sport. It's a reality of the sport. I get it. Like, to me, a disrespect would be if they put him into a title fight. Like, come on, man. Come on. That wouldn't be right. But they didn't. They didn't go that route. I will be honest. Can't fault Dustin. I mean, look at Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier likely could have been in a title fight. He didn't want the title fight. He wanted the trilogy with Conor. Why? Money. You know? Josh Patterson. Dude, Chandler Oliveira is a phenomenal fight. Both these guys deserve it, man. Mark Fellows, are we going to facilitate a shoey for Ty? I think they would literally pull her. I do. Mark, I seriously thought about it. Like, I would really like just bring a shoe and a beer and just have it sitting there on the press table for him. But I was worried, that they might like pull our credentials and be like, get out. I think it's a great idea. It'd be great video, wouldn't it? All right, looks like we're getting started. Obviously, I do have responsibilities to update the site, send out tweets, and take photos and all that. So I got to do that. But as time allows, I'll jump back in there and chat. I always enjoy chatting with you guys. So let's go. Weigh-in's underway. Let's do it.
All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the weigh-ins. We will start with one half of our co-main event, 15th ranked Gregor Gillespie, first to the scale. Official weight 155.5 for Gregor Gillespie. Next to the scale, Julia Avila. Official weight 135.5 for Julia Avila. Next to the scale, Macy Chasson. Official weight 136 pounds for Macy Chasson. Next to the scale, Song Kanan. Official weight 171 pounds for Song Kanan. Next to the scale, Cheyenne Bays. Official weight 116 pounds for Cheyenne Bays. Next to the scale, Brad Riddell. Official weight 155 and a half for Brad Riddell. Next to the scale, JP Bays. Official weight 126 pounds for JP Bays. Next to the scale, Max Griffin. Official weight 170 and a half for Max Griffin. Next to the scale, Harry Hunsucker.
Let's go. 249 even.
Official weight 249 pounds for Harry Hunsucker. Next to the scale, Yulia Stolyarenko. Official weight 135.5 for Yulia Stolyarenko. Next to the scale this morning, one half of our main event, Kevin Holland.
Let's go!
Official weight 183 pounds for Kevin Holland. Next to the scale, Montserrat Canejo. Official weight 115 pounds for Montserrat Canejo. Next to the scale, Adrian Yanez. Official weight 135 pounds for Adrian Yanez. Next to the scale, Roman Dolidze. Official weight 185 pounds for Roman Dolidze. Next to the scale, Trevin Giles. $185.5, the official weight for Trevin Giles. Next to the scale, Bruno Silva. Official weight 126 pounds for Bruno Silva. Next to the scale, Montel Jackson. Official weight 136 pounds for Montel Jackson. Next to the scale, Grant Dawson. Official weight 156 pounds for Grant Dawson. Next to the scale, Tai Tuivasa. Official weight 264 and a half for Tai Tuivasa. All right. Next to the scale, Marion Renault. Official weight 136 pounds for Marion Renault. Next to the scale, Leonardo Santos. Official weight 155.5 for Leonardo Santos. Next to the scale, Jesse Strader. Official weight 137.5 for Jesse Strader. Next to the scale, Derek Brunson. £186 for Derek Brunson.
All right, well, heck of a start to our day. All but one fighter weighed in on this first run. 30 minutes in, we still have an hour and a half left. Of note, of course, your main event fighters both made weight. Derek Brunson, 186. Kevin Holland, 183. Jesse Strader, newcomer, came in at 137.5. We've been told he will not continue to cut. I'm sure that'll be a 20% penalty, but we have yet to get official word on that. And of course, scary scenes as Julia Stolyarenko fainted at the scale, or at least fell. I don't know that she appeared to lose consciousness. I guess I'm not a medical doctor just to say that for certain. She did make weight. She fell. They put her on the scale. She did make weight at 135.5, though you have to wonder whether or not she will actually be cleared to compete. Sure to be controversy and discussion about why she was given the opportunity to compete. Of course, or the opportunity to weigh in, I should say. We haven't had a chance to speak to anybody yet. I don't know if the commission will comment today. We'll certainly try. The guess would be that, obviously the first thing they're going to do is put fluids in her. And then, of course, she wouldn't have an opportunity to weigh in. So I guess the idea is, if you get her weighed in and doctors say that she's okay, at least you've given her the opportunity to compete, opportunity to make a paycheck. That said, is it the best decision in the terms of health and fighter safety? Don't know. Got to imagine this will be a discussion point for the commission, for the UFC, how best to handle a situation like this. I got to be honest. I don't know that I've ever seen a scene like that where somebody fell and then put on the scale and then fell again. So kind of wild moment. You can see the UFC has added a chair. I think kind of in response to what happened there, that the fighter can sit down. So there's a chair on the stage, which we've never had before. So I guess she could have sat down. But we'll have to see what comes of this. Certainly was a bit of a scary scene. All right, I'm going to duck out, process some photos that I get uploaded for the website. Just one fighter left to weigh in at this point. That is Gustavo Lopez. If you want full up-to-date results on all the weights, head over to MMA Junkie. And, of course, we'll have photo gallery, video highlights, all that good stuff to follow as well. Can hear Kevin Holland's voice in the back saying, "Let me see that thong song." So I'm assuming he's talking trash to Derek Brunson for the bleached hair, making a Cisco reference. Kevin has been talking nonstop since he entered the UFC Apex this morning. Yeah. It was probably about halfway. It was right after Kevin Holland. can't say for sure, but that would be the most irresponsible thing. just to update anybody that's watching the stream that did not hear, the UFC officials did announce that Stoliarenko versus Avila has been canceled due to Stoliarenko's weight cut issues. She was taken to the hospital, but that bout's canceled. That's all we know. Yeah, yeah.
That was crazy.
I'm sure she'll be okay, but yeah, it's definitely scary, you know.
First time you see it?
I've seen it happen, but first time I've seen somebody fall and they put them on the scale. I know. Cause you were in Japan, right? When you were in Japan, when that one happened, right? Who was it? Was it Kawajiri? Who? Somebody passed out. Cause I remember.
Woman too? Or a guy?
No, guy.
Maybe.
I can't remember if it was Kawajiri or who it was, but I remember because I think I was in San Jose for a Bellator, and I think you were in Tokyo. Because that was the same event where you interviewed Gokhan Saki, I believe.
Okay, and it was canceled too?
Yeah. Well, that's the second time she went out. That's why I was trying to, like, when I was talking on this. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you see her eyes, she's like very tired. Yeah. Like no sleep.
And every time she kicked away, she was completely fine.
Coherent and fine.
And then it was just like, I don't know what she started moving her body. She shut down.
And she was
Well, that's
saying
interesting
that
because
she
in my
was-
note I said she appeared to lose consciousness, but I wasn't sure because I never saw if she went totally out or not.
And she was saying that she was fine, huh? Like, no, I'm okay.
Yeah. Like the adrenaline was sort of.
She probably didn't even know.
So,
Yeah.
Like when you fall through gravity, you start barely stopping. Like,
Yeah. Well, it's like when you get choked out. Like if you get choked out, like when you come to, you don't know that you were out. You know what I mean? So I'm sure she probably didn't even know.
it was really cool.
Probably something about sugar or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we were just saying. Scary moment. I mean, I'm sure she'll be fine, but that was scary.
It's like pretty like literally a bit livid that they let her weigh in again. Like she fainted and then they're like, yeah,
Well, that's the thing is it didn't. I couldn't tell. If it didn't look like she lost consciousness the first time, and I'm assuming they're thinking
from my angle it did. But
on the first one. It just we could see her face, and it didn't look like she went totally out the first time. So I guess their logic was, well, look, the first thing they're gonna do is put fluids in her, so let's at least let her weigh in. So if she can compete, if the doctors say she's okay, that she can. But in hindsight, that was a bad
She
idea.
was saying that like it's because she locked her knees. That's what she's saying. She's like, oh, I stood up straight too long and I just.
What was she saying?
Standing up that straight.
That's what she said.
What was she saying?
She said that she locked her legs, and like if you do that for too long, and then she sat down.
Especially in the middle of a harsh weight cut.
Yeah. And I actually felt bad for her because she kept saying, I'm fine. Like you could just tell.
Well, that's what we were just saying. Is like
fight.
she probably didn't even know. Like she probably didn't even know that she went out. It's like when you get choked out. You know what I mean? Like you wake up and you're like, well, I thought we were going. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, her coach as well was like, no, she's fine. It's like,
I shot up the first one because when I saw her start to shake, and then I got lost, and I was like, get her, and I was like, oh fuck. Just a flash moment.
I know.
Yeah, I think she wanted to. You know, it looked like he tried to grab her. It looked like she was like.
I was just amazed they didn't just go for it right. And as soon as she hit the back, I was like, well, that's the fight off.
We're good now.
It was funny that Heidi literally went, is the backdrop okay? Just cracking. And then, like, as if the most MMA thing in the world, she's like on a stretcher and then he cartwheels in.
Yeah. You guys are down. Let's get this party started.
I almost faced when she stepped back up to the scale. I was like, ooh, she's back up on the scale.
That's the first
I
time we've
rewatched
seen
that.
that
I
happen on
rewatched that
scale,
the other
right?
day, like a top of
That was
See, he was he in the UFC. He was on. I can't remember if it was Kawajiri. There was one in Japan that happened where he fell.
It's the first time you see it?
Some of the faint on scales.
I've seen it happen a couple times, but not in the UFC. Yeah.
But not directly over there.
You can see, like Bobby Green when he remember his fight got cancelled because he fainted back there. Like you
Yeah.
can see when he's on the scale, like that guy's ready to go.
So
Then you have
Anthony,
other people who say like I can't go on anymore, and you think you probably could.
saw Anthony Johnson get like dragged.
That's what I think.
Not great. Now we're not getting Dana. Just waiting on Lopez, right?
Yeah, just one.
Talking all that.
I know, right? If he misses, that it's not the same thing. Yeah. Okay, well, done processing photos for the moment. If anybody's just tuning in, we're about an hour and 15 minutes into our 2-hour session. So far, we've had all but one fighter make weight at this point. However, we have had a fight canceled. It's been kind of a wild morning. Your main event, Derek Brunson, 186, Kevin Holland, 183. The only person we're waiting on, Gustavo Lopez. Jesse Strader did miss weight at 137 and a half, and we were told he would not continue to cut, so we're assuming that will be a 20% fine. It does look like maybe our last fighter is getting ready. We do have the commission back in place, but of course the story of the morning, Julija Stolyarenko fell off the scale twice or fell on stage. You might have heard some of us talking about in the background. It didn't appear she lost consciousness the first time around, but she definitely fell. But Ken Hathaway, our videographer, he was editing the video and said that on the second time that he saw that she did completely lose consciousness. So scary scene. It's going to be a discussion point because it's interesting. You know, she fell once and then she was brought back on the scale to make weight. As I said, I don't think she lost consciousness the first time around, but she did fall, and the commission did allow her to weigh in. At that point, she made weight. She was 135 and a half, but she fell. And at that point, she did seem to completely lose consciousness. The medics came in. They took her out in a gurney. She was taken to the hospital. We don't have an update on her condition. You know, fingers crossed. I'm sure she'll be fine. But the bout was canceled, which clearly the right decision to make there. So, kind of wild scene. If you want any recap of the action, we've got all the full weights up on MMA Junkie. Just so you know, for the rest of the afternoon, face-offs are generally at 11 a.m. Pacific. Sometimes they'll go a little bit early if the scales are closed early. So if we do get our final weight here, they don't necessarily have to wait until 11. So we'll just see what they decide to do there. I did ask for a request for comment from the commission, basically just as to, you know, what happened. Make sure she's okay first, of course, then ask, you know, why she was allowed to weigh in. Again, I've given my thoughts on it. I imagine the thought was, well, you know, we know she needs some medical attention, but let's go ahead and get her weighed in case she is cleared to compete. But in hindsight, that may have not been the best decision. So we'll find out. We have put in a request for UFC President Dana White as well. We don't know if he's going to be here to scrum afterwards, but we did ask for him. Obviously, we'd like to talk to him about the final official announcement of Khabib Nurmagomedov's retirement. I guess he's finally accepting it. And, of course, the announcement that fans will be back in the building in Florida in April. So kind of two big pieces of news we'd like to get his comments on. So Flip, hit me up anytime you see me. Always happy to meet somebody. Hunter, please keep the stream live for face-offs. We do. We always stream the face-offs as well. Sometimes we'll, if there's a 45-minute break in between, we'll kill it. But honestly, now we have the ability to sit here and chat with you guys. So kind of like keeping it up a little bit. It looks like maybe our final fighter's here. Gustavo Lopez, the final fighter to weigh in. But we see the commission kind of getting in place. So looks like maybe we're going to get our final weigh in. Zappa, I'm doing all right. Hope you're doing okay.
Next to the scale, Gustavo Lopez. Official weight 136 pounds for Gustavo Lopez.
Yeah, that was it.
Making sure it's keeping camera.
Heidi, will they hold till 11 or just whenever? May come early. Yeah, that's. She said she's officially gonna go as Conejo. Yeah, we'll have to change on the back end. All right. Photos all uploaded and the website has been updated as well. So if you're just joining us, technically we're 30 minutes left in the weigh-in period, but that won't be necessary. Everybody has hit the scales at this point. So we're just waiting for face-offs, which are scheduled to start at 11 a.m. Pacific, but may start a little bit earlier, depending on UFC President Dana White's arrival. One fighter did miss weight. That was Jesse Strader. His bout with Montel Jackson will continue. He's been fined 20% of his purse. But the big story, of course, this morning, Julija Stoliarenko did collapse twice while she was on stage. She did make weight in between those collapses, but obviously for precautionary reasons, her bout was canceled after she was taken to the hospital. So that bout with Julia Avila is not happening. Yeah, Mike, you know how this works. No heavyweights taking their time. They actually jumped in and got it done. So we are hoping to get UFC President Dana White for Pit of Blood. Shout out for watching. It's Cold Coffee, Ken Hathaway with the beautiful video stream there. When he's not here, you end up getting my iPhone stream, which is far less quality. Yeah, Jermaine King says hopes she moves up. You know, I'm sure the commission would probably step in and request something like that as well. I'm sure she'll be fine. You know, let's fingers crossed, knock on wood, all those good things. Hopefully she's okay. But that was definitely a scary scene. You know, we were kind of talking about it afterwards. It's tough to watch for sure. See Michael A. getting a shout out for Brad Riddell. Let's go New Zealand. It's a great fight there. It's the co-main event. Sorry, I play hockey. I don't mean to put you to sleep. I'm just trying to be respectfully quiet in here, I guess. Hence the golf voice. Francis, I apologize as well. I could get a little more excited and just talk like this, but then it feels weird because it's all quiet in here, you know. I'm with you, Tony. Let's get it done. D Pooley, yeah, that the ASMR stuff freaks me out, man. Ishmael said the same thing. That stuff's weird to me, man. Yeah, DXJ, that's the problem. When I talk in my normal voice, everybody complains because they're like, bro, like your voice is on my stream too. So I'm trying to keep it down a little bit so I don't pick up on everybody else's stream and ruin theirs. Mohammed, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Scott, yeah, I just called a few fights with CFFC last week, and we're doing it again April 1st and 2nd on Fight Pass, me and CM Punk. So check it out over there. All right, two young boys making me uncomfortable there. Kill Streak XO, shout out. Jason Peak, how to get this job? Applied for it. It was right place, right time, man. Started working for MMA Junkie back in 2006. So there weren't nearly as many MMA journalists around at that time for sure. Gunny, how do I get the first question? Just been doing it for a long time, basically. That's all it boils down to. There's a long story behind it, but of how it started. But now I think it's just because I've been around for a long time. Based unit, yeah, I read the chat. I like to chat. I'd do it more if I could, but like during the weigh-ins, I'm actually taking photos, sending out tweets, and then updating our websites. Unfortunately, I just don't have time to chat. Otherwise, I'd sit here and talk MMA all day. XX, yeah. So I'll be cage side for the fights at the Apex, and then Cold Coffee, Ken Hathaway, our videographer, he'll be in the media room, interviewing all the winners. Aiden, yes, the Avila fight is off. Just my 2 cents. Appreciate that. Yeah, but that's what I had to win the Kumite tournament. Once I won the Kumite, I got the first question. Civic, who do I got in the main event? I'm torn, man. I'm torn. I know you don't want to hear that. I ended up going with Eric Brunson for my staff picks, but I'm torn. Scott, yeah, that is true. We always get there. We're MMA junkie, first in, last to leave.
Why? Oh, probably because that he doesn't want to answer those questions. No, Dana.
They already said no?
Well, I just had like his dude over there be like, no, no, no,
Interesting.
I see Sean's
Sean's doing face-offs. All right. So, sounds like we're not getting Dana White today, unfortunately. Boo.
Yeah, they were like, oh, I think they were trying to get it done. I was like, I'll wait.
Yeah.
I'll wait half an hour if it means getting in there.
Gary Grapes, which prelim fight are you looking forward to most? That's a good question. Obviously, Renault and Chesson have some meaning in the division, so I like that. Leonardo Santos versus Grant Dawson. I think Leo's consistently underrated, but you know what? Honestly, I'm probably most excited to see Roman Dolidze at middleweight and against Trevin Giles. Man, that's a good fight, number one. But I'm anxious to see Roman Dolidze at middleweight. I thought he was legit at light heavy, so we'll see. Jack Kelly Strader was 137.5, so he missed by a pound and a half, and did not elect to continue cutting. Kill streak, yeah, sounds like Sean Shelby's doing face-off, so it sounds like we're not getting Dana, unfortunately. Ishmael says, what do you think about the title fight at lightweight with Oliveira and Chandler? I think it's a great fight, man. I think it's a really great fight. I honestly do wish Poirier was involved in it. I feel like he needs to be there. But, he's getting that Conor trilogy. He wants to get that money fight, so you can't blame him. I think that was probably, at least if he made the decision, I hope they at least, and that was one thing I wanted to ask Dana was, did you at least ask Poirier which you would rather do? Because I think Poirier definitely deserves in there. Jay Howtech, no, didn't address it during weigh-ins. I don't talk much during the weigh-ins, but, Holland's not a big middleweight at all. He's still talking about fighting at welterweight some, so I don't take a lot out of it. Yeah, catch up. I think that's what a lot of people are saying. Dana's not coming today because he's sad because his man Habib's gone.
You said still top of the hour then.
Still top of the hour. Okay, so it sounds like we are going to wait all the way till 11 a.m. So about 20 minutes until face-offs. Like I said, we had hoped that UFC President Dana White might show up, but it sounds like we're not going to get him. But that's not official. But our man Oscar Willis from the Mac Life happened to overhear some conversation where it sounds like Dana's not going to be here. Who does Gaethje? A lot of people saying who does Gaethje fight? It's interesting, right? I mean, obviously he's a factor in the division as well, one of the most exciting guys there. So, the sucky thing about Habib being gone is Habib being gone, right? I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't think he was ever coming back. I kind of always thought it was going to be. I kind of always thought that it wasn't going to. That his retirement was going to stick. But the exciting thing about it is then you got a whole bunch of great fights at lightweight, right? I wish they would do a tournament. You know what I mean? I think that would be awesome. The names that you have involved in there, like setting up a tournament, would be pretty cool. But we know obviously the UFC is not a fan of that. Dana's not a fan of tournaments, so it won't happen. It'll be kind of an unofficial tournament, so to speak. For everybody to get in line. But I wish it would have been cool to line up, 8 names out of that deep lightweight division. Ishmael, that's a good question, man. The Connor trilogy, right? Like, I mean, we just saw Poirier look pretty damn good and beating him, so it's hard not to go with kind of the hot hand, right? The guy that's been doing it, the guy that stayed on the grind. Shane McDowell, what's up? Thank you. But Connor's adjustment ability in rematches, right? Those two guys are very, very deserving individuals, so I'm not trying to take anything away from them or say I'm not excited about the fight, because I am, but I just feel like Poirier should be in there, you know? So, but hey, trilogy, big money. I'm sure he'll be happy. Raider, that's not true, is it? If it's true, that'd be badass, but I can't imagine that's absolutely true. Morn talking about Dillashaw Sandhagen. That is the question, right? Yeah, there's another question. Rob asking about it as well. I'm excited for that one, man. I really am. Because you got the questions around TJ Dillashaw, right? I mean, you know, he's admitted his faults and what he did. He served his time. Is he the same fighter after the time away? Is he the same fighter, you know, clean? You hope so. I mean, I think he is a talented fighter, but man, that's a hell of a test to jump back in there. And I think it's fair too, by the way. I know he wanted to jump back into a title shot, but I just don't think you can do that. I think you got to come back in and win. Can't spell Chandler without Chael. I don't know why that makes me laugh, but it does. If Dustin sprinkles hot sauce on his finger and gets an eye poke, he'll do fine. But there you go. Great product placement there. Chicken, yeah, I haven't seen an official lineup, but you'd assume that would be the case. Yeah, we do know Usman Masvidal is the main. Yushan, yeah. I've just, to be honest with you, man, I've never heard the right fix. I mean, weight cutting has been something we've talked about for years and years and years and years. And I've just never heard the right solution. You know, a lot of people say, well, same day weigh-ins. You know, collegiate wrestling went to same day weigh-ins, but I think people would still try to cut, and then you have less time to rehydrate, and that's the dangerous part, right? I mean, not only is the weight cut dangerous, but, you know, what we've learned is that, you know, the weight cut causes dehydration around the brain as well, more problems, and gives you a bigger propensity for brain damage, you know, when you're taking strikes. So, hang on, let me make sure. Are we getting it? I'm going to go right here.
If I stay in your, like by your side, I think I know where.
This is better, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's okay.
Sorry, everybody was getting in position there. I had to go claim my real estate.
I don't know where the person is, so I should know
Yeah,
by your side spot.
Shout out from South Africa. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. One, thanks for the compliment. And yeah, South Africa, kind of a growing power in the sport, huh? Roz, face-offs are coming up at the top of the hour, so still about 15 minutes. They could go a little bit early, but we've been told that it'll wait until the top of the hour. Our man Ken Hathaway trying to give us motion sickness there with the camera. Just
You're welcome.
passes is obviously a suggestion. Yeah, I'm on. The visa issues are a problem. SP says Habib is a boring fighter. I didn't think so, to be honest with you. I never felt that way about him. Just Usman stand up. Nope. Usman go straight to that wrestling. He knows what gets done. Sean Poopy. Well, that made me laugh too. Do you think Edwards showing it back with Muhammad? I do. I wish he would. I understand why he doesn't want to, man. And jeez, he's been his snake bit over the last year, right? So I feel bad for Leon, but I would like to see a rematch. I mean, you're not going to get a title shot, so you're going to have to get another fight. So why not? Why not do that one? Favorite 3 fighters of all time. Jeez, man, that's tough. That's tough. So many good ones. So many years. We'll see Kayla Harrison fight in the UFC end of this year. I don't think so. I think we will see her in the UFC eventually, but I don't think we'll see her this year. See a lot of people talking about new gloves. I do agree. I wish the gloves would change. Chicken, Wiley or Rose. Early, I think Shane Wiley is what I think right now, but that's a hell of a fight. Hell of a fight. I'd like to see the Joanna rematch with Wiley. What a great fight that was, right? I mean, just great. You know, it's always say about that fight. You know, people say, the best women's fight of all time. Man, that's almost doing it a disservice. It was just one of the greatest fights of all time. It was our fight of the year at MMA Junkie. It's incredible. Tom Chambers says Leon versus Colby and Bilal versus Magny. I like that. Those are good. Those are good matchups. But I don't know. I mean, if you're Leon, I guess you'd rather take Colby. It's the bigger name, bigger matchup, but it just seems like some unfinished business. If you're not getting a title fight, I mean, I know he wants a title fight, but I just don't see that happening. Yeah, Ricardo says, what's your fight to watch on? I personally love the Yanez fight. That's a scrap. So if you didn't see their pre-fight interviews, check it out on our YouTube channel. Gustavo Lopez came in dropping some fire. So I already thought it was going to be a good matchup anyway. But then Gustavo was just like, this kid ain't fought anybody. He ain't deserving of the hype. I'm a monster. I'm gonna murder this guy. Like, and we were live streaming it. And so Yanez came in later, and we were going to kind of ask him about the comments. We didn't even have to ask him. Apparently, you know, he was watching it, or maybe one of his, you know, teammates was watching it, or coach, and it was like, so he knew about the comments already. So Yanez was like, hey man, I know this dude's talking all this noise, but you know, it was good. It was some good exchanges. So I already thought it was going to be a good fight, but then you put a little heat behind it. It always makes it a little bit more fun, right? Oh, that's a good question, Ishmael. If you had to take a Francis Ngannou punch to the face or an Edson Barbosa kick to the balls, which one would you rather choose? Oh man, I guess Barbosa. I mean, I luckily I already have a son, so I'm not necessarily looking for more kids. So I guess the kick to the balls. Topher, hold on, because I'm really intrigued by Delite making weight. He didn't look bad to me. I thought it would be tough, so we'll see. Do I think Chandler deserves a title shot? I do, man. I think about what he accomplished outside of the organization and then what he came in and did inside. Fresh contender, fresh blood. You take everything he's accomplished. I do. Again, honestly, if I was picking the title, if you're taking the two most deserving contenders, I'd say Oliveira and Poirier. That's the fight that I would make. But, you know, Poirier's going for the Conor trilogy. So then, you know, enter Michael Chandler. So I can't hate on the matchup, especially knowing that Poirier wants that trilogy. That was one thing I wanted to ask Dana today. I mean, did you at least ask Poirier? Because I think if Poirier wanted the title fight, then you should give it to him. If he wants the trilogy fight because of the money, then you give him that. A lot of people asking about the time of the face-offs. We're about 8 minutes away. Ortega or Volkanovski at XX. That's a good one, man. I think I'm leaning Volkanovski, man. I think he's kind of an underrated champion because I think people just love Max Holloway so much they kind of underrate Volkanovski. But man, I've been a fan of his on the rise. But T-City's an absolute monster, and he looked great last time out. So that's a hell of a fight. Yeah, came in right. I saw a couple people mentioning KSW. Got that got the big boys in the headliner tomorrow at KSW, right? That's gonna be a heck of a scene. Yeah, it looks like we're still waiting till the top. Absolutely. Those are all valid concerns. But it takes or says Ortega gonna fold with the volume. We'll see, man. That's a great fight. SP, I know. That's what I was thinking too, man. At least you get knocked unconscious. But then I'm thinking, like, what if it like shatters your orbital and all that, you know? Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that, man. Step back, talking about Brad Riddell. What a great fight that is. Brad Riddell versus Gregor Gillespie. What a great fight that is. Big one for both of them. Team Bays, JP and Cheyenne, husband and wife team, looking to get wins. Pretty cool story. Obviously, we have Mark and Montana De La Rosa that did fight on the same card as well, so it's been done before. But the Bays are looking to become the first two to win. And by the way, they told us too that Cheyenne is actually going to corner JP. They're going to corner each other. So I'm really interested to see Cheyenne Bays because, you know, you think about the emotion and the physical and psychological toll of being in your opponent's corner, or in your opponent, being in your loved one's corner. She's going to have to experience that, you know, earlier in the night. So how she manages her emotions and her adrenaline level and all that, man, I think that's going to be big. How high are you? Do the talking. Not high at all. Yeah, Unpopular, they cornered each other, but not on the same card. I mean, it's one thing to corner each other, but it's one thing to corner your husband and then have to fight later that night. You know what I mean? It's that emotional adrenaline dump that you're going to have, man. That's big time. Yeah, Morn says it right there. You know, imagine, you know, yeah, if your loved one wins, man, you get that high, but you still got to manage your energy levels, right? But man, can you imagine if you see a difficult loss? Oof, that's tough. Dominic, we have not gotten any updates on Julija Stoliarenko other than the fight is off, unfortunately. Face-offs in just a couple minutes. Juan, thoughts on John Jones? One of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time. I know a lot of people don't care for him because of, you know, a lot of issues, but you can't deny his success and skill as a fighter. All right, looks like we're just about ready to go, so I'm going to get myself into position. Enjoyed chatting with you guys. Check out MMA Junkie if you want to see the weigh-in results. We'll have a full photo gallery, video highlights, all that good stuff of both the weigh-ins and these face-offs as well. If Dana does come afterwards, we'll stream that too. It doesn't sound like that's going to happen at this point, but if he does, we'll have it. Enjoy chatting. Tune in tomorrow for the fights. Get all your coverage of MMA Junkie. Thanks. Disappoint me today, Cost. Everywhere. You got nothing. Something. Got no commission, got no Dana.
Morning, everybody. Welcome to the stare downs here. We have 11 fights tomorrow night. First fight is on ESPN2 at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. It starts with a flyweight matchup. JP Bays makes his UFC debut as he takes on Bruno Silva. Up next, we're in the bantamweight division. Jesse Strader takes on Montel Jackson. A middleweight matchup is next. Roman Dolidze faces Trevin Giles. Out Grant Dawson takes on Leonardo Santos. And our featured prelim in the women's bantamweight division, 11th ranked Macy Chasson takes on 9th ranked Marion Runeau. Main card tomorrow night. Next, we're in the welterweight division. Max Griffin takes on Song Kanan. Up next, it's a bantamweight bout. Gustavo Lopez takes on Adrian Yanez. Next up, a women's strawweight bout. Montserrat Conejo takes on Cheyenne Bays. Up next, we're in the lightweight division for our co-main event. Brad Riddell takes on the 15th ranked Gregor Gillespie. And in our main event, 5 rounds at middleweight, 10th ranked Kevin Holland takes on 7th ranked Derek Brunson. Kevin Trailblazer Holland and Derek Brunson in our main events. We'll see you tomorrow night, ESPN2 for the prelims, ESPN main card.
Awesome. Thank you so much.